I'm fucking guaranteed. I ain't gonna quit shit. I ain't gonna quit shit. I'm gonna fuck at you. Oh my God.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and enjoy the show. What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and unless you're living under a rock, you're well aware of what's going down April 20th. The super lightweight WBC world title is on the line. As of now, it's in Brooklyn. Ryan has been saying it might move to Vegas, but for now, we are in Brooklyn. The press conference, the stare down, the face-offs were today, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down statistics for both Devin and Ryan that nobody's talking about. These stats get overlooked when talking about both guys, and we're going to do them individually. And after this video, we're going to ask you, based on the stats, who do you like going into the 20th? Up first is Devin the Dream Haney. Before we break down the stats that nobody ever talks about when mentioning Devin Haney, I'm going to remind you guys some of the more known facts about Devin's career. We know his nickname, The Dream. He's an orthodox fighter. Devin's career record, guys, is 31-0 with 15 knockouts. Keep that knockout number in mind for later in the video. It's at a 48% knockout to win ratio. Devin's still only 25 years old. With all that he's done in the game, it seems like he's been around a lot longer. His intangibles, he's 5'8", 71-inch reach, and he is the WBA, WBC, and WBO super lightweight world champion. Now that that's out of the way, guys, what we're going to do is correlate his last 10 fights, also his last 10 opponents' career win-loss record, and we're going to add all of those up, and what we're going to get is a number. It's a percentage, and we're going to use that percentage to create a strength of schedule for Devin's resume. And I got to be honest, I've done a few of these over the last few weeks, and Haney's resume is as strong as any other fighter that I've broken down. So say what you want about his fight style, Haney does not say no to any challengers. What we're going to do, though, and before we start, I have to remind you guys, the way we tally these stats is on the night of the fight. So for instance, when Devin fought Abdullayev was 11-0. After Devin knocked him out in the fourth round, Abdullayev was now 11-1. So keep that in mind. 10 fights ago, he fought Moran, who was 24-3, Abdullayev, who was 11-0, Santiago, who was 12-0, Gamboa, who was 30-3, Linares, 47-5, Diaz, 32-1. Then he did back-to-back fights with George Kambosos Jr. The first fight, Kambosos was 20-0, lost the first one. Second fight, 20-1. Then he fought Loma, 17-2, and his last fight was against Regis, who was 29-1. Of those 10 fights, Devin won all 10. He only had 2 finishes, so keep that in mind. And those 2 knockouts were fight 10 against Moran and 9 against Abdullayev, and he's had 8 unanimous decisions in a row. If you add all of those records up, they total 242 wins, 16 losses, for a total strength of schedule for Devin's last 10 fights at 94%. He did beat 3 undefeated fighters. So going into the Ryan Garcia fight, the narrative for Devin is going to be, is he going to be able to beat Ryan on the scorecards? Will he be able to finish Ryan? Statistically, if Devin wins, it looks like it's going to be a decision based on his last 10. The data doesn't lie. Now we're going to break down Ryan Garcia's strength of schedule and do the very same thing and stick to the end of the video, and we're going to recap it with some of the pros and cons from each guy's resumes. All right, guys, Ryan Garcia. Some of the facts that everybody knows about Ryan: his nickname, King Rye. He's also an orthodox fighter like his opponent, Devin Haney. Ryan's career record at the moment is 24 wins with 1 loss. That 1 loss was against Tank Davis. He has 20 knockouts, which gives him an 83% knockout to win ratio. Ryan's only 25 years old, and like Devin, he's 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. So the intangibles are very similar, same in age, same in height, same in reach. We're going to go over Garcia's last 10 opponents. We're going to add up the totals as we did Devin's. With Garcia's resume, we're going to start at the Morales fight and finish with Duarte. On the night he fought Morales, his opponent had a record of 17 wins and 2 losses. Rodriguez, 19-3. Lopez, 20-3. Duno, 21-1. Fonseca, 25-2. Luke Campbell, 20-3. Tago, 32-1. Fortuna, 37-3. Davis, 28-0. Duarte, 26-1. Ryan, over those last 10 fights, he won 9 and lost 1. He beat 0 undefeated fighters. He did fight one, which was Tank, but he fell short on that night. The thing that makes Ryan an X factor is how he finishes his fights. Of that 9-1 record, 7 of those victories were by finishes, and his opponent's career win-loss record over the last 10 were 246-20, which gives him a 92% win-loss ratio compared to Devin's 94%. Guys, the reason why these numbers are higher over the last 10 is when you look at fighters early on in their career, their coaches, their team, their camps, they're going to pair them up with guys similar to their progression. So normally early on, mid-tier records are going to be fighting guys 8-8, 12-20, 10-8, that sort of thing. But as you keep winning as a fighter and you grow your resume, you start getting really stiff tests. Boxing is a sport of what have you done for me lately? And every time Ryan fights, it's going to be his stiffest test. When you look at the comparisons of Ryan and Devin going into that fight, it's very evident statistically to break this down on which side you're going to choose. If you're picking Ryan, you're picking him to win by knockout. His knockout to win ratio over his career is at 83%. Devin's is only at 48%. It's one of the lowest knockout to win ratios of any fighter I've done so far. But Haney's also undefeated and Ryan's not. This goes to show a few things. Haney's resume, in my opinion, it's really no question who has the stronger strength of schedule. Haney by a far shot. But Ryan Garcia, with what we always said about boxing, on the night of April 20th, he has a chance to turn it all around. He has an opportunity to take everything that Devin has earned and give it to himself with a victory. If Devin wins, you got to see it going into the cards. I don't see him knocking out Garcia. If he does, maybe it's to the body, but I would be shocked. So if I'm a gambling man and you're picking on how these fights are going to go, I would take Devin by decision. And if Ryan wins, you got to think it's going to be by knockout, and I'd like to see those odds. I'll do a separate video. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Garcia's strength of schedule, 92% over the last 10. Devin's 94%. And going into this fight on April, how do you see it playing out? Who do you like to win? And whoever you pick, Devin or Ryan, let me know how they win and why they win in the comment section below.